Hi, it is iYikKam time again. So after I released the YouTube of the 3 principles of Wing Chun force flow, I have received many messages asking me to share on the Wing Chun momentum. So today I like to share with you on Wing Chun momentum. And again, every lineage have this, okay? So it belongs to everybody. Wing Chun do not need to be import some other techniques from Tai Chi, Ba Gua, Xing Yi, White Crane, Mei Se Zhuang. It is there, okay? So in Wing Chun, we always talk about Lai Lao Hui Song Lat Sao Jik Chong, or come, receive what is coming, send back what is going away, and then if disengage, trust in those things, okay? So that is about momentum. That is not about techniques, because techniques without momentum, actually it is only a partial thing, okay? So this Lai Lao Hui Song Lat Sao Jik Chong, actually it is defined really clearly in the Cham Q sets, or the second, third, and the fourth part of the iYikKam Xiu Ling Tao sets. It is there, okay? Cham Q, searching for bridge, okay, is the definitions clearly define the Wing Chun momentum, and it clearly define the Lai Lao Hui Song Lat Sao Jik Chong, which is we all have it, we all share. It is our common ground on the Wing Chun momentum. And in this Wing Chun momentum, in the very basic way, they include 2 basic elements, okay? So these 2 basic elements of the Wing Chun momentum is, one is the closed body. Remember, Wing Chun is described as closed body art. Be able to sense and be able to deliver inch power or short range power. And there's another element, which is the entry, okay, the entry, because Wing Chun is good in closed body. One need to enter, okay? So these are the 2 important elements on Wing Chun momentum, okay, in order to deal with the momentum in the Wing Chun way. And both of those is defined clearly in the Cham Q sets, okay? As the name said, Cham Q, seeking for bridge. That is about get in, entry, and play in the close range, okay? Now, for example, in the Cham Q techniques, such as Guan Sao, it is there, and everybody doing Guan Sao, okay? However, the reason why we miss it is because it needs to have a tall force flow type of power generation, which is the Wing Chun generation, which is a tall and force flow type. So again, the twirl meaning like if I'm the screw, I spin, I have the twirl. Force flow meaning that I'm not using my body to move all around, but I'm transferring force vector. That is force flow. Okay. So let's use the Guan Sao as an example to illustrate what happened. So Guan Sao is something close, and this is torque. Okay, this is using torque and force flow. Okay, now torque, you see, look at my body, it's like a screw. It spins, it rotates, it torque. Okay, and my arm here actually is transferring the force flow. I am not doing this. This is what we call the body type. You move the body type, you slam the thing, slam the arms. Okay, and even though I'm turning my body, but I'm still using my body to slam something. Versus the force flow type, stick really close here. Okay, and I torque and transfer force. Okay, or guiding the force vector into the dummy. Okay. Now, this torque type is usually mistaken. Okay, as for example this Tan Sao. Instead of the Tan Sao, it's like going straight forward using a structure to push straight forward. Is actually a torque. My body turn, a torque. Okay, as we know in physics today, this type of linear type of momentum will not be able to handle things if the opponent is bigger than us. It is law of physics. Okay, compare momentum. If the guy who have a bigger, a higher body weight, heavier, then this thing will not work. The linear will not work. We need to power up. Okay, so it is a torque. It is a torque. It's not that I use the linear to crush, or using my body behind my Tan Sao to crush forward. It is a torque, a spin. Okay. Now, this is also where the Lai Lao Hui Song come into play. So Lai Lao Hui Song doesn't mean that Lai Lao Hui Song take back or send back, okay? Receive or send back. No. At this torque, what happens is that we take the force applied to our body, Lai Lao, and then at the same time we send back. We issue the force flow or force vector up. At that point, it's Lai Lao Hui Song. Otherwise, it's too slow, and you cannot handle this momentum. Okay, so this is about the torque. Okay. Now, another thing worth to mention here also. This Bong Sao. No, actually, I can do it this close because it's a torque. Okay. Instead of like this, moving the body to do this type of banging, using the body to push the bang bong, it's like this. Okay, you see, this Bong Sao need to be low in order to pass the to use the torque to pass the force flow. As soon as the bong raise this high, right away anybody can try. You put your arm here on the top, this part between the shoulder and the shoulder blade. It disconnects, and that become a breaking issue. Okay, so the proper bong is a low bong. This bong is problematic according to Wing Chun momentum. Okay, because it will not be able to take a lot of power in. Okay, so this is the closed body and the how the torque and the force flow play inside that. Okay, so we know that this is one of the key of the Wing Chun momentum, which need to be developed within the Cham Kyu sets or the iYikKam Xiu Lin Tao sets part 2, part 3, part 4. Okay, so we can have the Kung Fu of the Wing Chun in the characteristics or uniqueness of close body, be able to sense and be able to issue force flow, versus this type of style cannot go close body because you need room to move the body to execute the techniques. For this one, I twirl my body, I can get as close as possible. This one, I need the space and room. So this is, I like to make clear here, okay? So that's about the close body. That is the uniqueness, that is the strength of the Wing Chun. Now, another thing is about entering. In order to entering, we need to define a concept called open the door, because we need to slip in, close, okay? It slips in like the snake slips in close, okay? Now, I like to define the term gap here, okay? Gap. Gap doesn't mean the gap between me and the wooden dummy. Gaps mean between these two arms there's a gap here, okay? And that is where I want to slip in the gap. And in the Chinese term, in ancient Chinese term, this is called open the door. Open the door so I can slip in, okay? So in this case, I can slip in here, okay? Slips in the gap. Slips from the you need the gaps to slip in. So you need to look for the gap, and you need to create the gap, because all the timing, the positions, everything got to do with this gap. So it's like a window, okay? You want to get in from that window in the dynamic, okay? So we need to create the gap, and we need to slip in the gap, versus if we think this is a gap from our wooden dummy to me, and I have to close the gap, okay? Those are different type of definitions or different types of idea. In the Wing Chun momentum idea is, I need to find the gap. I need to slide in from the gap, make use of the gap to slide in, get close, okay? Because there's the Wing Chun uniqueness area, okay? So this gap involves timing, how to create it, and a lot of things. And also, in order to enter this gap, it is not a linear stuff, like you just go inside. It is not that, okay? It has to be a roundabout. Again, this is in Cham Q, okay? So what happened? Say for example, I get in here. This is his other hand, okay? I get in here, okay? I get in here. There's a gap here in between the two arms. I get in close. But I make a whoops. If I go linear like this, I make a whoops. It's very difficult for me to handle the next momentum. But if I use a roundabout, or again, the twirl, because roundabout support by the twirl force flow, I get in, I make a whoop, oops. Right away, it twirl in. Okay? Roundabout to the other directions. The same thing, if I make a mistake here, I twirl. Okay? So that is a roundabout and twirl here. Okay? So if I get in, I make a mistake, I twirl back in. I make a mistake, I twirl back in. It keeping spinning, twirling. It's not a linear. Try to get in, if I can cross or something. No. Okay? So that is where the twirl and force flow support the entering of the Wing Chun momentum, handling of the Wing Chun momentum, and the dynamic changing of the Wing Chun momentum. Okay, so these are all in Chum Kiu, and this is how it describe, explain, elaborate the Lai Lao Hui Song Lat Sao Jik Chong. So instead of thinking that it is a straight come to me and I just receive it, or I just using the body structure to sustain it, to brace it, or using the Zhang Bai leg to try to force it out. Those are different stuff. Okay, this is about the Wing Chun momentum, as in Chum Kiu, is a tour type of style. So in the ancient, we also said that Wing Chun is like sickle. It cut both sides, and in order to cut both sides, spin back and forth, it has to be torque and forceful play, because it has to satisfy the close body, both the close body and the dynamic change on using the roundabout. Okay, so the Chum Kiu set has it. Okay, so this is the Wing Chun momentum. It's not Tai Chi, it's not Bagua, it is not Mei Se Zhuang, it's not White Crane. And of course, what I'm talking here about this Wing Chun momentum, it comes with the different footworks, because it has the tour, force flow, and the close body play. Okay, so this is the sharing with everybody today.